growing up in the wilds of suburbia. This is your host, Sir Chad Everett Broshears. And so today's episode is on Judo and ghosts. And what do I mean by that? Well, I've had some pretty interesting and rewarding conversations in the very recent. Use less words to make more of an impact. And I understand from my experiences with people, sometimes some people need a little bit more in the conversation in order to grasp it. And then others, they've got it off the first go around. So I want to just say, bear with me and be patient. There are other people that are not as quite up to your level of understanding that watch the videos. So, but I appreciate your patience and your feedback. So this has actually kind of been a reflective conversation all weekend from a couple of people. So they weren't coming back at me as if it was a negative. Really, it's just kind of their own input. So, all right, with that. Ghosts and the reference in the series that I'm working through right now is basically it's the Phoenix saga, right? It's the Phoenix series, which is, the process of growing through life's turbulent moments whenever you get shook up and you don't really, your world gets questioned, who you are in that world and how you be in that world and how other people are aware of you and what they think of you, the stability that you thought you had, specifically if it's with a romantic relationship. Like those things get shook up, and when they do, that's the process of the phoenix, combusting, going to, the next stage of its life, which is becoming the egg again, and then you have to, grow it from there. And I'm in that process myself as I'm sharing through this, through these videos, my experience in this. So this is 100% intended to be fully transparent, very sincere. I want to try to offer the best opportunities that I can for people to get some sort of view, some guidance, some opportunities to not feel alone in certain times in their life, or to help people get help them get opportunities to break free of wherever the sticky past has ever had them held in place. So you're not alone. None of us are. No matter how crazy it seems to you that you're going through something specific, no matter how crazy that specific thing is, we're all going through stuff. We're just at different stages, that's all. So ghosts in this reference are the memories of the past, right? Like the good thing about ghosts are, like for me, my preference is first become aware they're there. It's not easy. It's incredibly painful. So much so that it's hard to navigate through the terrain you're used to because it catches you. An empty seat in the car next to you. See, the ghost is getting me now, right? Be aware of the ghost, right? Be aware that it's there. It's emotions past, right? It's a ghost of emotions past. And it's not, for me, I choose not to avoid it. People do because they're either the way they've learned to deal with things in life, or they just don't have the emotional capacity or the wherewithal of self to be able to get through it. So it's, they may need to encapsulate it and set it to the side while they strengthen themselves before taking it on. It's just, for me and where I'm at in life, I choose to take it on. I don't want to avoid it. So there's a point in time that it's not to allow the ghost to haunt you, right? Because it's been haunting, right? And it can be, and they show up all over, wherever you have been or whatever reminds you of that thing, that person, the experiences you had. The ghost pops up, and then you have to do something with it to figure out how to manage it. Some people will use the blue flame and burn the ghost to death, and expect that it go away. And all it is it's exchanging the opportunity for personal responsibility to whatever level they're culpable, which it's not bad to be responsible. And I'm not saying that the person's wrong. You can hold responsibility when you were right, but look for the areas to be responsible in so you can continue to grow up, develop, mature. So I've got so many lessons from my recent, breakup. It's amazing, and I would never trade those lessons. And who I am now versus who I was a month ago is insane. How much I've grown in the last month. And I was already I've always been on this growth train, right? It's always trying to develop myself at the next level. So when you have these ghosts show up, there is a time whenever the haunting helps you. And it's good for you because it's the reality. It's really putting point blank, face to face with what's no longer, right? The loss of that person. But the good thing about it is, on the other side, is that you take in responsibility the level of joy that you had with that person so that you can create it again in the future with your next partner, the next romantic relationship. You can create that with them, but going through the process of knowing what it's like to be with them and then not to have them, right? You come from that awareness, and you don't let the excitement of the red flame of passion, you don't let that thing just kind of guide everything and then set you up so that you have not created the right agreements with yourself or with the other person in order to have the relationship be the way you want it to be. So playing judo or using judo on these little ghosts is a way of, it's not deflecting, it's not avoiding, it is grappling with where you're going and to what the past was so that you at that present moment can continue to heal. To me, it's a process that's required. First is the haunt happens. You're aware of it. It wakes you up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's in bed with you. It's in the shower. It's in every place that the ghost can possibly be. And they haunt you because it's part of that process, the grieving process. But the judo timeline is something that I really feel is incredibly necessary. You have to learn how to grapple with the ghosts. You don't avoid them and dismiss them and say, well, you exorcise them and you're gone forever. No, you don't want to remove a piece of you, because those ghosts are a piece of you. Because it's from the window of your own vision, right? You were there, you witnessed that relationship, you witnessed those moments, you were there. And that's the visual that you have when these ghosts show up. You don't see them from the other person's perspective, you see them from your perspective. There they are, they're behind the corner, and that's where this person was before, doing what they do. But then you learn how to do little takedowns on them. You're not taking them down to destroy them, you're taking them down to manage them better so that you can continue to grow, so you can continue to develop. And at some point in time, the goal with the judo timeline, when you're using that on them, how do you actually manage and take them down? You're managing the ghost at this point. You're preventing them from becoming skeletons in the closet. Because if you just let them haunt you and then you avoid them, poof, you've got skeletons in the closet. If you use the blue flame, that's part of the avoidance thing. It turns into a skeleton in the closet. It will come out. It will. That's why we refer to them that way. So have to learn how to use judo. It doesn't have to be. I mean, judo is just a playful way of looking at it. But the breath of fresh air, the releasing of the baggage of the ghost's haunting. Today is 1 month, 1 day after. And I have felt amazing today. I had a pretty good, emotional release last night. A lot of reality was there, uncomfortable, but dealing with it and just giving the permission that it's the case, right? Accepting that it be the reality. Emotional release, fell asleep, woke up, I got about 4 hours of sleep, which is pretty consistent with the way it has been recently. But I was also out with friends last night, just enjoying. Didn't drink too much, but I had a few. Did everything responsibly. Took Uber both directions. Slept it off at a friend of mine's house, and then drove home this morning. 4 hours of sleep. It is currently 10:30 in the morning. I've already been to the gym for cardio. Did a quick workout. I've already ate. I've aired up the tires in my car. I cleaned some blinds and some other things at the house. I'm now on my way to pick up some of the groceries for the week. Um, but I don't feel like I'm dragging something with me. I feel that they're not as um, negatively impactful on you. But there's always opportunities for clearings in the future that you can create from that. That's one of the things that really excites me, and that's what I wish to share, along this process. Again, you're not alone in this. We're all up to something. We're all trying to live life. I'm just trying to live life full out. Yeah, just expressing myself as much and learn from the past and create for the future. I want to make a difference everywhere I go, no matter where I go. I wish to always be an opportunity to make a difference. Clean trash up in the bathrooms, or pick it up where it's like not near a trash can and put it away, or you throw it away, that kind of stuff. Return shopping carts are all actions that work with my core values and the legacy that I'm creating in the world. And I wish to share those things. And I hope that it inspires others. Now, that's it for today. Um, it's our Chad Everett brochures, and this is growing up in the wilds of suburbia. This is not an easy ride. It's not always fun. It's worth it. Stick with me. Make it a little rough. Stick with me. All right, we'll see you next time.